I consider that creation of stock and increasing home ownership, this goes hand in hand. So one thing is Government of India in the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana also, apart from the CLSS where the housing finance companies and lenders are involved, in the other three verticals, they are looking into it that by and large, the houses are delivered green. But what happens is how to bring more and more developers who are into affordable housing, but who are delivering green. Then maybe there will somewhere you can optimize the cost a bit, not beyond that. Awareness is most important. So what you are doing, what all of us are doing here is in the right direction, really. I would call upon all the financiers, whether it is HFCs, the small finance banks, the banks who are delivering to the bottom of the pyramid, to the economically weaker section and LIG segment in particular, to encourage individual home loans for which are green certified.
Has to be to mainstream sustainable housing. And I would define sustainable housing as green affordable housing. I think the word affordable housing, the appellation affordable housing, green affordable housing has to be changed to sustainable housing. And that should be the government policy also, I feel. In the lower income groups that are then suffering. And it's that group that needs to be educated. But in order to make any activity mainstream that activity, it has to be domestically driven. It has to be domestic financial institutions. It has to be the domestic governments. It has to be the domestic institutions and domestic people who have to get converted. We need to create in India a sustainable housing coalition or a sustainable housing forum, whatever you may call it. May not be a legal entity because there are difficulties in creating legal entities and it takes a lot of time. And we need to very importantly, if I may take the liberty, because I am no longer have any responsibility to put NHB in the center. Since I am not responsible, I can easily make the suggestion that NHB should actually be in the center of this coalition, where apart from playing the role of its apex financial institution, it has to be more development oriented. I mean, it has to create a financing ecosystem that will support this, which will have to include the regulators as well. Reserve Bank of India, in respect of banks, HFCs and NBFCs, be a little more accommodative on the risk weightage for sustainable housing, just as it's done for affordable housing. Can it be a little more accommodative on LTVs? Can SEBI be a little more accommodative on debt capital market issues in terms of a fast track process? Just as state governments have been, some state governments have been very supportive in giving fast track clearances. Can Government of India tweak the fiscal policies in such a manner that it can help developers of affordable housing, because developers are the last, because they want to look at profit, and we have to get particularly the small and medium developers on board in sustainable housing, I feel. But these incentives alone can just provide the skeleton. What needs to be done is the flesh, and the flesh has to come from wider acceptability by people as well as by both on the demand side and by developers or by
private sector, or even like as Mr. Sridhar was saying, that government regulatory bodies should encourage. But what is green? What is sustainable? Anybody can go and claim that, okay, I'm sustainable, so give me the benefit of capital adequacy or LTV or risk weightages. So how do you define that? And that is the most important challenge. Because unless we do that, nothing will happen, because it will be very difficult for regulators to support, and it will be very difficult for investment to flow. A lot of investment can flow to private sector in case they really do something which is green and sustainable. But what we need today is taxonomy regulations. Get that in place. It'll become easier for us to bring our intent into like a real life or make them fructify.
To the Paris Accord, and our climate change strategy is based on 3 building blocks: net zero by 2050, which is investing for a net zero world; just transition, supporting just transition to a net zero economy by keeping the creation of decent jobs and skill development at the forefront of this change; adaptation and resilience of sectors, communities, businesses, trading. Putting these 3 blocks, what we try to do is to aim to support our markets, to transition to a prosperous, low carbon and climate resilient economies. Globally, at least 80% of all the LPs, the limited partners in the world, are insisting on definitely the climate change agenda. But there is a certain hand-holding which is like us, is to definitely ensure that the just transition part of it, which is, and also adaptation and resilience part of it really, is handled very carefully, and there is a hand-holding needed in this. And the institutions follow a certain degree of, the green agenda. EDGE certification means saving on to 20% in water, energy, and embodied energy in the materials. And if the buildings are EDGE certified, at least there is a mark, there's a stamp of quality and endorsement that this has happened in a credible way. It's not just about renewable energy of having solar, etc. But I think it cuts across the various sectors. You look at affordable housing, we're talking about it. You look at food and agriculture, we talk about it. Every healthcare, we talk about it. It cuts across every sector. The layer of green cuts across every sector, like, for example, technology.
The efficiency, the heat efficiency of buildings is incredibly important for going forward. The energy efficiency in terms of using appliances and all these sorts of things, to making sure we can meet our climate ambitions and making sure renewable energy growth outstrips that air conditioning growth and can contribute to a reduction in fossil fuels. That's the background to it. Of course, at the same time, in India, we have an incredibly important social justice agenda around affordable housing, which is central to what we're doing. And we now have what I'm going to call a Build Back Better agenda of our society, our economy, our ecosystem is a complex thing, with the built environment being at the center of solutions, the nature of solutions. Mitigation is the first and most important agenda item, I'm going to say, because of the extent to which buildings consume energy in our overall system and are consuming more and more energy and damaging our prospects of getting off the fossil fuel energy system, which has unfortunately created the problem. One of the things that we've been doing in the last few years has been to create a green finance market, which is what you talk about and what some of the other speakers have talked about. We now have about $1.1 trillion US of green bonds outstanding in the world. Two prescriptions. The first prescription clearly is we need to make it easy to understand what is green. Mr. Jain is perfectly correct that we need to address the. I'm not saying, however, that we need an Indian taxonomy to solve that problem, because a taxonomy will necessarily have to reference labeling schemes that are used by industry or by the Bureau of Energy Efficiency or the likes. In other words, if the Ministry of Finance was to do a taxonomy, they're going to have to find schemes to point to achieve the labeling, and that becomes our challenge. We need to grow, expand, promote, ensure appropriate labeling schemes that address the performance of our built environment. Appliance labeling schemes. I need to be able to walk up to a house in Bangalore and be able to see a stamp on the front with a guide to whether it's red or green on the labeling scheme, in the same way as I expect nowadays to see that in a fridge. And I think that's a reasonable thing. Now, of course, the Indian Green Building Council is a key player in doing this, and we hope to see an expansion of their work in this area for us to make it normal that buildings are labelled in relation to performance and design going forward. And then we can build some change.
Housing bond, a green housing bond, which will also help raise substantial amount of finance in the market, and you also should get that at a cheaper cost there. And I would also give a complete tax break on that. It should be a tax-free component coming over there. It'll be a fantastic opportunity where the cost of money for the housing financing institutions would be very, very low. So we are working towards the net zero on net zero water, net zero energy, net zero waste, and net zero carbon. All the four components of the net zero is working primarily towards optimizing efficient, effective use and economic use of all these resources, so that we'll have the least amount of carbon footprint coming on that, or no additionality. I think sector. So we have to use least amount of embodied energy is a powerful message that we can give, not only in the operating cost of the energy, operational energy on electricity, water, various other things, but also in the building material component.